So are you all ready to rock and roll with Holly and Adam for this wellness consult? Who's excited?
We've got a couple of people going to jump on board. So Adam Barralet is a diamond and Holly and Dan are there as blue diamonds in our team. And what they're going to share between the two of them is a byplay of the conversation that would happen naturally when you're doing the wellness consult with someone new who's joined your team. And the wellness consult, is if you haven't been able to convert somebody from enrollment to LRP as part of the enrollment process at your class or one-on-one or online or whatever you're doing, this is kind of one of the other opportunities that you have to do that. There's also the group follow-up classes that you might have to just make sure that you guys have the opportunity to witness this. And the reason that we really asked Adam and reached out to Adam and Jonathan to ask if they would participate and help create this is that these two guys have been doing an excellent job. They're enrolling sort of between about 20 and 30 people a month on average. They have some peak months above 30. But what's really powerful and exciting about what these two guys have been doing is that they're getting 80+% of these people to go on LRP the month that they've enrolled. So for what it's worth, I would listen deeply to what these guys have got to say. And personally, I'll be taking notes to see if I can sharpen our edge and do better at it ourselves. So without further ado, I'm going to unmute Adam and mate, you and Holly, if I can find her. You guys take it away. There she is. You're unmuted, Holly. So you guys take it away.
Okay. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, I guess just to echo what Paul said as well, for me, I feel that enrollment is really important. That's obviously brings people into our team, but the wellness consult or the personal consult or the one-on-one or whatever you want to call it is vitally important as well. The reason being is this is where you really get to know the individual. And if you can spend a really good hour with this person, then that's going to help to extend that relationship, and they're always going to feel comfortable contacting you after that as well. Now, as Paul said, I do enroll a lot of people, and many of those people are online, so they're not in Perth or wherever I'm residing at that point in time. So I will do them online, and I will spend an hour with each of those people. The reason being is you're going one-on-one, answering their questions, getting to know them, and they actually really feel cared for and nurtured, as opposed to when you normally do a group intro workshop and you're kind of jumping from everyone. You really get to know people in this one. So what I wanted to do tonight is kind of run you through it and get an idea of the scripting and what I kind of show people. And just so I had someone to bounce off, I asked Holly if she would be my guinea pig tonight. So she's going to be playing the role of new member. So thank you so much for that, Holly. Oh, are you still there? Yep. Oh, you're right. Cool. Beautiful. Okay, cool.
See me, but I'm just doing my thumbs up.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to be sharing a bit of my screens as well, just so as some of the things that I'm going to talk about tonight so other people can see as well. So Holly is our new member. Thank you so much for your time tonight. How are you going since you got your oils last week?
Oh, I'm loving them, but I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, well, there's a lot that you learned in the first intro workshop. So, today what we're going to go through is we're going to kind of look at them and, find a few more answers for you if you're looking for a few things, and make sure that you feel comfortable with all of them. Have you got a favorite oil out of them so far?
I'm loving frankincense.
Frankincense. Oh, what have you been doing with it?
Oh, I've been doing everything with it. I put it in the diffuser every single time. I'm putting it on my body. I put it in all my blends. I just love the smell of it.
Awesome. And what difference have you noticed so far?
Oh, just when I smell it, it just makes me feel calm. It makes me feel less stressed. It just changes how I feel every time I smell it. Love it.
Awesome. And I can obviously see Dan's with you as well. Dan, have you noticed any difference in the last week using the oils?
From using the oils, yeah, I like lavender. It's helping me sleep a bit. But I really like something that would help me at the gym a bit.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Beautiful. And of the oils in the Home Essentials kit that you started off with, were there any that you haven't opened yet?
I don't think I've used the ice blue on myself yet.
Okay. Dan, that could be a good one for you when you go to the gym, actually. Where you just kind of overdo it a little bit and you get a bit sore?
Yeah.
How, Holly, you got the fractionated coconut oil? Just put a squirt of that and a couple of drops of the ice blue and rub that in when you're sore, or even before you go to the gym. Can be really good as well, kind of thing.
Okay.
So
cool.
give that.
So I can put it on anywhere on my body, my muscles.
Yep. Wherever you're feeling a bit tight, or if it's leg day, put it on legs, and if it's arm day, put it on your arms or whatever type of thing.
Sort of like a sports rub, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It's like your Denka rub or those types of things, but this one's totally natural. So you can feel really comfortable using it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I put it in the bath?
It's probably not the best one to put in the bath. It's more of like, I'll show you the guide that you got in your welcome pack later, and I'll show you the best ways to use all the oils. And when we go through that, I'll touch on the ice blue, and we'll come back to that. But remind me if I forget. Cool. Now, what I want to do tonight is I want to kind of go through, obviously there is so much to learn about the oils. So you would have got this live guide in your pack as well. Did you get one of them? Yep, cool. Yep. So we're going to work through that while we're online. And obviously for everyone watching along at home, if we're in person, we'd have this in front of us. And what I also want to do as we go through this is I want to show you some of the different resources that we show our team, because there's so much to learn about the essential oils. But as you would have learned when we were at the first workshop, which you came along to, there are so many different oils out there, but doTERRA oils are very, very different. So I want to show you some doTERRA specific resources tonight that you can actually use. So if you just want to flick to the first part of the page, and I'm actually going to share my screen at this point. And this is a live guide for those that haven't seen it yet. So we like to work through this, and this is going to kind of accompany us throughout the night. So the first 2 pages are just a bit of a congratulations. So, you know, one of the things that we're really excited about, Holly, when we were at the workshop, we're talking about all the different ways that we can use the oils. So I'm going to kind of go through and give you different ideas on, you know, how we can get the most out of those 10 oils that you've got as well. So if we flick over, first of all, to the first couple of pages, this is kind of giving you an idea of that we can use them for emotional balance, for cleansing, for all ways like that. Are there any of these techniques that really interest you or you're really drawn to?
I really liked this page on the emotions.
Yes. Yeah.
Being a bit of a busy mum and having my moods up and down, I thought, oh, I really love that. So I'd love for you to elaborate on that a bit later when we get to it.
Yep, cool, not a problem. Well, I'll get you to jump back 2 pages. I just want to show you the food ones. So you would have seen, you know, at the intro workshop that you came along to, we had the lemon in water. Did you like the lemon in water?
Oh, it was so delicious. Loved it.
Have you been trying it each morning like we talked about instead of juicing that lemon?
Yep.
Yep, cool. And we also had the on-guard apples as well. So, you know, you got to try 2 different ones at that intro workshop, but there's heaps of different ways that you can kind of cook with the oils and incorporate them in. And you can kind of see there's some really nice recipes there. But I wanted to show you one of the first resources that we show all our team members. And I'll get you to jump on a website. And this one's called foodalchemy.com. So this is actually the website of the person who introduced me to doTERRA. She's absolutely amazing. She's been working with essential oils for about 20 years now. She cooks with the oils, does some beautiful blends. You can see up there at the top of her website, she's got all her different recipes, and some of them are with food.
Ooh.
But yeah, so take your pick of what you like and have a look through there after we jump off. But the one I'll get you to go to is if you go to oils and then you come down to aromatic blends, and you'll see she's got a whole range. And which one interests you most there?
I can't actually see the thing.
You can't see them?
No, there's like a strip of people in front of it.
Gotcha. Let me choose one for you then. Emotional and mental.
Gratitude blends. That's
gratitude blends. Okay, awesome. So, you know, in the welcome pack that I would have given you, you would have got a whole range of different blends that you can use for those 10 oils that you've got. But after a while, you know, you might want to start expanding and trying a few more oils as well. And so Vanessa's got some amazing, she's got some blends to put in the diffuser. On some of these pages, she's got body blends and she's got things for cleaning the house. So, and what someone else has been doing as well is they'll make gifts to their friends. You can even print out these beautiful pictures, and it's just a really nice way to gift them with the things. So you can see. I
love that one called Gratitude for Our Children.
Yes.
I'm loving that. That's so cool.
Would that one get a lot of use in your house, would it? Love it. Yep. So yeah, so you can, you know, go through. She's probably got about 200 different blends on here. So lots of different ones on here. The other thing I get people to do, if you just want to jump back to the home page, and if you scroll down past the picture of Vanessa, it'll say needing some inspiration. Now I get everyone just subscribe to her newsletter. The cool thing is she only sends out one a month. So she's not going to fill your inbox with a whole bunch of rubbish all the time and spam you. but in there she'll have any of her events, and she does travel around all of Australia. She goes to the America, UK. So, you know, I'd love you to go to one of her workshops sometime. Plus you'll have some of her new recipes and blends and all different things as well. So I'll get you to actually fill that out. And just as a teaching note, I will actually sit here, whether I'm in person or online, and wait for that person to do it. Because if they write that down and say they'll do it later, it'll stay on that bit of paper and they'll never get it done. So I will sit here for 2 minutes, even when they have to prove on the next screen that they're not a robot and all that kind of thing as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, so have a look at them, and, you know, have a look at Vanessa's recipes, and, you know, if next time I'm over, feel free to cook me something for dinner. That would be great with some oils in it.
It's a deal.
But done. Awesome. So let's have a look at those next pages that you're looking at with rest and relaxation. So here on the page, it's starting to, you know, you've got your lavender, which Dan was saying was really good for helping you get some sleep. We've got some other really great oils as well. So you can even use them singly in that diffuser that you got, or you can even mix them and do some really nice blends. We've got a different diffuser called the Lumo, which actually is a really nice one. It goes for 10 hours. So that goes all night, whereas your pedal goes for 4. So that's the one I've got in my bedroom as well. So this has got a whole bunch of different blends and oils and that type of thing. And then you do have your emotional ones as well. So we'll have to get you to smell these next time we're around and have a try of these. But I'm going to show you a couple of other things where you can find out a bit more about this emotional side of things as well. Have you got your phone with you at the moment, Holly?
Yep.
Yep, awesome. Now, have you got an iPhone or an Android?
iPhone.
Awesome, we can speak the same language. Now, I'm just going to get you to go to your app store and find an app called Daily Drop. So find that for me. And anyone who's watching this webinar, feel free to do it at the same time. Just put in Daily Drop. It should be a grey square with a purple thing. And download that, and it's going to be a free app, so it shouldn't take too long to download. Now, once you've downloaded it and you open it up, what you'll see is you'll see a series of words. There'll be children, emotional wellness, spa, all that type of thing. And I think, Holly, you were saying you're interested in the emotions one. So I'll get you to click on emotions for a second.
I've got the app. Hang on.
Yeah. Is it working for you?
That's it there, isn't it? Daily Drop.
Should be doTERRA Daily Drop.
Yeah. That's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
I can't see emotions though. Weird. Maybe I would have done.
Have you opened it up? You've opened the app up?
Is that? Can you see?
Oh, let's have a look. Let me make you a little bit bigger on my screen.
Daily Drop. Can you see that? It's a bit.
No, it's not focusing.
That's okay. Settings, allow. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, so if I was on the phone, if I was on this app, I'll just go to emotions.
Go that. So what it does is it lists a whole range of different topics. So there's weight management, athlete, children, emotional wellness. Now, if you click on emotional wellness, it'll give it a second and it'll bring up the word apathetic. And what they'll then load on that word is a little 45-second video that when you're feeling a bit flat or apathetic, it'll give you a couple of oils and a protocol you can use for that.
Oh, wow.
Now, the cool thing for this app as well is it kind of works like a computer game. So once you watch that video, the next day, another video will appear and it'll start to build a library. And so eventually you'll have a whole range of different videos giving you different tips for how you're feeling as well. So there's another bit on there as well where you can have a play around and you can actually rate your mood, and it will actually help you work out which of all those emotional oils will be the best one for you to work with. So it's really nice for giving you ideas for just a different emotional well-being and different things like that. So, and if we were together, we'd have a bit more of a play around on the app and that type of thing as well. Another book that I really like to do with the emotional side of things, if you're looking for it, is this one called Emotions and Essential Oils. So this one's by a friend of mine, Amanda Porter. And it goes for a whole range. It goes for all the different oils and how they can support you emotionally. Because I know in the intro workshop, we kind of focused a little bit more on the physical, and you would have smelt the wild orange and you felt really uplifted, but all the different oils have emotional components to them as well. And we have those great blends as well. So any questions on that at all?
No, I've just updated my apps and now it's working. So now it's all good.
Beautiful, awesome. Cool, awesome. Awesome. So yeah, obviously in our next few workshops. We're going to do some online stuff about the emotional ones, so you can look forward to that, and we can kind of tackle that as well. So now the next thing, if I'll get you to flick over the next page as well. And there are so many other ways to use the oils. And, you know, we talked a little bit about reducing toxic load as well. So this is what I do, depending on what team you're in, is this is where I go through the toxic load. We'd talk about some of the different things. And I'd actually add Holly into our Facebook groups if I hadn't already added her in on the actual workshop night as well. So I'd go through that kind of thing. Now, Holly, you're also saying that you, you know, being a parent, you sometimes feel a bit overwhelmed and different things like that. So self-care is pretty important.
Yep.
Yep. So doTERRA's got a whole range of different oils and things like that. But I know you're a little bit spiritual as well. So there's one other thing I did want to show you. And that's actually my website. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to check this one out. So if you jump onto this one, and you'll see up the top there, it says Gifts from Adam. You can go to the latest on YouTube.
Awesome.
And this is always a bit slow to load up. What you'll see here, I've got, as we've talked before, you know, I like crystals as well, but what you've got here is over 200 different videos. On each one goes for about 10 minutes, and it's about either a different crystal or an essential oil. So if there are any essential oils that you see on our Facebook pages or mentioned on the app and you want to know a bit more, all you need to do is come to this page. You can kind of flick through them. And, you know, with all the essential oil ones, it'll talk about how I use the oils physically, mentally and emotionally, spiritually, and so on, and all that different way as well. So it will give you a bit more information from a more of a spiritual kind of perspective as well. Plus, you know, whereas you'll find some real nice emotional and physical blends on Vanessa's page. If you're looking for something a bit more spiritual, you can see up here I've got Gifts from Adam and then essential oils and chakras.
Awesome.
And you can see all the chakra blends and that type of thing as well. So chakra blends, we've got ones for star signs, and we've got some full moon and astrology ones going up soon as well. Because you're interested in that spiritual side as well, I'll get you just to jump back to my homepage. And down here, you'll see where you can subscribe to my newsletter. Now, because there are so many different oils and it can get a little bit overwhelming trying to learn about them all at once, what I do is I just send out an email each Monday or Tuesday, and it'll just be on one different oil as well as one crystal, plus whatever's happening in the skies. So if you want to pop your details in there now, you'll get that, and that will give you a little bit of information. So basically, Holly, what we've kind of gone through is, you know, and in real life we would have taken more time talking about which items kind of fulfilled your needs a little bit more. But what we've done now is we've set you up with a whole bunch of, you know, you're not going to learn everything about the oils all in one weekend. So, you know, even after using the oils for 5 years, I've found that I you know, like I'm still learning little bits here and there. But if, you know, by participating a little bit in those Facebook pages, by getting mine and Vanessa's newsletters, and also by playing on those apps, you're going to find out a whole lot more kind of thing. And there's one final one I really want to show you, which is a really cool app. Now, if you jump on your app store again, this one's called Essentials of the Earth. And it looks something like this. It may come up as e-books as well. Now, this is one you pay for, but, you know, no one's expected to become a master and know everything about every single oil and what it's for. And as you start getting to the oils a little bit more, what you may find is that, you know, you'll have friends or family who you know, are interested in the oils, and you may want to give them a help as well. Now, I get asked all the time, what oils are good for fibromyalgia or Hashimoto's disease? And my answer is, I have no friggin' idea. But this app is really, really good. So what you'll see is there's an A to Z, and you can search under all different things, and it will actually list. So you can see on this example that I'm showing you at the moment, a few different oils that are really good for allergies. Now, it doesn't mean you have to have all of those oils. It just means any of those oils can help out, and it will actually give you a protocol on how to use it. So if you do get a friend who wants to know a little bit more about it, then you can look that up, or you can use it for yourself. So although you do pay for this app, I probably open this every single day, and you only pay for it once, so it's really, really great. So that might be a good one for you to grab as well. Cool. So that's kind of the first half of when I do my wellness consult. And what I'm doing here is I'm setting them up where we would have more of a conversation if we had the time and everyone wasn't watching kind of thing about what Holly's needs were. If I was in person, I'd do the iTovi scan. But this is where we'd kind of work through after the emotions. page, if you haven't seen the Live Guide, there's this really good page where you kind of start to work out a wellness plan. So you start to go, okay, so what things are important? So Holly was talking about her emotional wellness and that type of thing, maybe some goals and what oils would help. You can start to fill it all through here and work them through that. So Holly, are there a few other things beyond your home essentials kit now that you think you might want to get?
Yep, I want to get all the emotions oils.
Yep.
Anything that's to support my moods.
Yep.
And then probably, I like the look of this skincare.
Okay.
And look through those websites that all those blends and then make a wish list.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Well, what I want to do now is I just want to also show you how to log on to your back office. So this is a really cool thing. So I would have sent you your password and your login. Did you get that okay?
Yep.
Cool. So I'll get you to log in now. And so everyone at the moment, you can see my screen, but I would actually have the person logging onto their screen at the moment and I'd talk them through that. So Holly, what you can see here is this is your doTERRA back office, we call it. And you can do a whole bunch of different things on here. So you can see up the top there on those tabs, it says dashboard and shop and team and so on. But today we're just going to kind of focus on that shop one. And I'll show you the best way for you to actually get all those goodies that you want to get. So you'll see here on the left-hand side, it actually has a slideshow, and it's always good just whenever you log on just to pause and check that out. And it will just have all the different specials that doTERRA has got on. So at the moment, you'll see there's 10% off the laundry detergent, which is an absolute awesome one. And also because you joined this month, remember we're talking about we can get you some free supplements. So I'll show you how to do that in a second as well. So it's always good to click on them. If you're interested, click on the picture and a PDF will open and it'll tell you a little bit more about it. But what I wanted to show you is how to grab your goodies that you want. So what you'll see on the right-hand side here is there is two big squares. There's a blue button that says place a standard one-time order and a purple one that says create a new LRP template. Now, I always say if you are 90 and never used a computer before, then you can hit the blue button, but everyone else never hit the big blue button because there's basically no advantage to ordering that way. So what I like everyone to do is I like everyone to use the hit the purple button. Which is called an LRP template. Now, LRP stands for Loyalty Rewards Program. And how I explain it is it's kind of a combination between a frequent flyer program and a magazine subscription, where by placing an order each month, you start to earn points and you can get heaps of free stuff. Now, there's two cool things that I really love about this. First of all, do you have a Flybuys card, Holly?
Yep.
Yep, and I think, you know, I swipe mine every time I go to Coles, and I think after about 5 years, I can get myself a $12 toaster.
Yep, never got anything on that.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas this runs a really generous program. Last year, just by placing an order, and what we were ordering was not just the oils that we love, but we started to swap out all those things from the supermarket and just get them from doTERRA because we know that they're all natural. So we're getting the laundry detergent, we're getting the toothpaste, we're getting the skincare that you're interested in. So we weren't actually spending more. We're just spending it at doTERRA and earning points and getting free stuff. And we got about $1,200. We worked out of free stuff last year over 12 months. Wow. So it's pretty generous. The other cool thing is, you know, although it's a monthly program, some people freak out that they're worried about getting locked in. You don't have to order every single month. So if you want to order for a few months and then for some reason you don't need to, have a chat to me or I can show you where to find the information and you don't have to order every month. So you can go as big or as little as you want. Does that make sense?
Yep, awesome.
Yep. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to talk you through actually how to do it, and we're going to have a practice run together as well. I'll get you to hit the purple button, create a new LRP template. I'm going to get you to pick the 15th of September. I'll explain that to you why we're picking the 15th as we go along. Now just hit next, add products to cart, and then it will drop down or pop-up menu will disappear. I'll get you to move over to essential oils and click on that picture for me. And because you're interested in some of those emotional blends, I'll get you to click on oil blends. So that'll all kind of come up here. And Cheer was one of them I think you were interested in, weren't you?
Yes.
Yep,
definitely.
cool. So I'll just get you to add that to your cart. Beautiful. So now you'll see over on the right-hand side, there's a yellow button that says review cart. If you want to bounce on that, and that's going to take you to what looks like a normal internet shopping cart. So you'll see here that it's got your address on it and if you just click on edit, our system's been having fun recently, but you can pop your address back on like that. It'll have your credit card details, the email address, and that date that we chose. And you see how there's a little blue edit next to each of them? You can actually click and change if you want to change your credit card or your address or things like that. Now, as you go down, you'll see there's this purple line and it says quick add to cart. Now, what were one of the other emotional blends that you're really interested in?
Sorry, I got a kid screaming in the
No,
background.
that's all right.
Of the motivate and the peace one sounds good too.
Okay, cool. So I'll get you just to type the first three letters of motivate, so M-O-T, in that quick add to cart. And what you'll see is it will pop up, and you click on that, and you add it to the cart. And I think you said the piece as well, so we can add that as well. And they just add in that way. So that way, if you can't find them, you don't have to go looking all around the website. You just type them in there and they'll all pop up. So underneath that, what you'll see in the black, it has the price. So it's $129 for those three. I also want you to have a look over here at the green. Now, everything in doTERRA has a dollar price, but it also has a PV, which stands for point value. Now, one of the two ways of getting free stuff from doTERRA, if you place an order by the 15th of the month, and it's 125 PV or more, they'll give you a free oil. Now, we don't know what that free oil is until the 1st of the month, and that's where on our Facebook pages and on the slideshow here on the office, you'll see that. And you can, if you want to get that free oil of the month, you can build your order up to 125, and they'll automatically pop that in the box. You don't have to do anything. As long as it's an LRP, it'll be added to your order, kind of thing. So that's one of the ways of getting a free oil. But you'll see here, is in this big black writing, it says my remaining rewards points. And all you need to do, and basically those are the points that have kind of accumulated over time from you ordering. And the more you order and stay on that monthly program, and the bigger your order, you kind of earn different points in that type of way. So how you use that, you know, for most people when they first start off, they've got 8 points in there from their first shipping. So doTERRA actually gives you points back for your shipping. But I'll get you to add a toothpaste. And you'll see after even your first order, because toothpaste is only 5 PV, if you select one like that, you actually don't have to pay for it. So you've already got enough to get a free toothpaste, which was something I know you're interested in that we spoke about last time as well. Now, if you decide you don't want the toothpaste, just click that out of there and go back. Cool. Now, basically, you've got two options. You can either hit save changes, and then we can organize to get that for you by the 15th of September. Or if you want to do it later on, you can we can jump on the phone later on and I can talk you through it again and that type of thing. So you're happy for me to save changes today?
Yes, please. That'll be great. Thanks.
Cool. Awesome. So what you'll find is you hit save changes and it will take you back to the cart. Now, if you can see over on the right-hand side next to that slideshow now, under Scheduled LRP Orders Australia, you'll see that there's a number. And if you click on that number, and I'll get you to click on it, it goes straight into that cart. So you can go in there and chop and change and do whatever you want. Just whenever you're finished, make sure you hit Save Changes. And it will go back to the start. Now, if you were to do absolutely nothing from now, on the 15th of September, what would happen is doTERRA would debit your credit card for that amount and they'd send out those free orders that you chose today. Now, if you continue not to do anything, they will, on the 15th of October, they'd send that out again and again November and December and so on. So what you can do is after the one orders come out on the 15th of September, you can go in there and you can chop and change that as much as you want. Now, you know, as you're playing around on our Facebook page and going through our oil camp and all those different types of things, what you'll find is you may have a bit of a wish list, and you know you can you'll get a reminder email from doTERRA about 3 days beforehand. You can go in there, adjust that to what works best, whether you want to get the free oil of the month or not, and then whatever's there on the 15th, they'll send that out to you. You know, one thing we find in our household, which is quite funny, is at the start people were worried about, oh, I don't know how I'll get my 125. As you start to look at, you know, you're already interested in the skincare. You know, we've talked about the toothpaste and different things like that. Our problem in our household is not getting up to 125. It's actually trying to get down somewhere near 125. So one other little button I want to show you before we finish up on this, is you'll see the yellow Ship Now button. Now, if you can't wait till the 15th of the month and you maybe want to get your oil with your free oil of the month on the 3rd, you can hit Ship Now. Now, if you hit Ship Now, they'll debit your credit card straight away and they'll organise to get that to you in the next few days. They'll then change your date to the 15th of October. So they're not going to do an automated one on the 15th if you've already done one that month. Now, if you want to go crazy, you can hit Ship Now several times in the month and change your order each time if you want to get lots of different orders, but they'll only do that automated one if you haven't done one by the 15th of the month type of thing. If one month for some reason you don't need to order, let me know, or you can have a chat to doTERRA and you just X out everything out of your cart and no automated order will go through. So you're not bound to do that. But if you do that, make sure we use all of those points, because if you don't order 1 month, you'll lose your points and that kind of thing. Cool. So that's pretty much how the back office and ordering works. Does that all make sense to you?
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Yep. Awesome. Cool. Just a few final things that I want to show you on the page of your guide. So there's a bit of an explanation in the guide about how the LRP works. And we'll see if the back page of the guide wants to load up for me. Maybe not, but that's all right. On the back of the guide, it's got some really good other contact details. So first of all, I want to make sure that you put my mobile phone in your, my number in your phone. Basically, because I'm busy, what I find is the best way for me is if you text or phone me, I can help you out anyway, kind of thing. So if you find with the LRP, we've gone through it today, but in a couple of days, you're like, what on earth was he talking about again? Give me a call. I know the back office like the back of my hand, and I can talk you through it even while I'm driving down the freeway, kind of thing. Feel free, people sometimes go, oh, I don't want to bother you. And I always say, call or text me. And if I'm busy, I won't answer. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If not, I'll answer. So please feel free to contact me. But you'll also see on your back office down the bottom there, there's a chat is online. Plus on the back of the guide, it actually shows you the phone number for Australia. So if you do need to contact doTERRA, they're really, really helpful. And what I really love about them is they're really, really friendly. I've had, how sometimes you call some companies and, they're like, well, you should have known the rules and that's just tough luck. That's not a problem at all. They're always really friendly. I've had someone where Australia Post was a bit rough with their box and accidentally one of their oil started leaking, and doTERRA's like, not a problem. We're so sorry about that. We'll send a new one out to you. And I did have someone who got a little bit internet crazy and hit the Ship Now button twice because their internet was playing up, got the same order twice. doTERRA's like, not a problem, send it back and we'll put the money back on your credit card. So they're really, really helpful. So if you do need to speak to someone and you can't get hold of me for any reason, feel free to give them a call as well. After that as well, when we're looking at the Facebook page, I showed you all the different events and you said you're really interested in coming along to another event. Possibly the Tuesday one next week that we're doing on the emotions might be good. So pop it down on that guide there and we'll book you in for that straight away so you don't miss out on a spot, and we can kind of go through the emotions a lot more. There we actually go through that emotions book and have a lot of fun. So come along with that. And if you've got any friends for that one, bring them along as well, kind of thing, which does kind of remind me of one little thing I want to talk to you about before I let you go. As we've been talking over the last couple of days and at the workshop, you did mention that there was a couple of other people that you thought might benefit from the oils as well. If you want, what we can do is we can just have a little oily gathering. I can come around to your house, or we can organise to do it at the coffee shop, whatever works best for you, and we can kind of get them their oils as well. The cool thing about how doTERRA works as well is doTERRA, every company has their marketing budget. So some will spend that money on shop fronts or advertisements or billboards or different things like that. But doTERRA understands that because these oils can offer so much and word of mouth is a really effective way of marketing, they actually use the network marketing model. So what they'll do is instead of paying that money to advertising companies, each time you share the oils, they'll actually pay you a commission. So if you introduce a friend or a family member, you get some money, and each time they order then after, you'll get some money as well. Now, for some people, they just do that occasionally to help out a friend and they get a couple of dollars to spend, to pay for their oils each month. For some people, they do it part-time and supplement their income. And, I'm working with some people at the moment who just, an extra $500 to $1,000 would help them out. And for other people, they make it their full-time income. And for me, that's what I've been able to do when I was able to retire my partner at the start of this year. Now, I want you to know I'm not going to call you next week and go, you know, who are the 5 people that we have to sign up this week? But if that's of interest to you, we can sit down and there's a bit more information that came in that pack with you when you got your oils as well. And we can kind of go through that and I can explain that. We've got training programs and we support you how to do that and that type of thing as well. So Holly, that's about all I really wanted to share with you today. Was there any other questions you had for me at all?
No, that was awesome. Just I know it might sound a silly question, but I always think I can just mix and match any oils in the diffuser, right? It's going to be okay.
Pretty much go to town. Do you know what I mean? Like I've done some really wild ones and had some fun. But you know how I gave you that little gift-free wild orange as well?
Yep.
We have a bit of a joke that wild orange fixes anything. So if there's somehow it doesn't work in the diffuser, put a few drops of wild orange in and all will be fine.
Awesome. Okay, sweet. Thank you
Cool.
so much. That's been really, really helpful.
Oh, good. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday at that emotions class and we'll dig a little bit deeper and we can talk about your LRP if you've got any more questions from there.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cool. My pleasure. Thanks, Holly. Thanks, Dan.
You, mate. Cheers. Thanks.
And there we go. That's how I do my wellness consult. So,
yay, you rock it.
Thank you. It was obviously a little bit rushed, and I know Holly was having some fun with children, so I just kind of stopped asking her questions so they could worry about that kind of thing. There would obviously be a lot more talking about what their needs are. If I was with them, we'd kind of play around with the apps and that type of thing as well. But I guess in the time that we have, I wanted to just kind of show the pinpoints of some of the scripting and what I'm showing and different things like that as well, and how I'm now incorporating that into the Live Guide, which is kind of new for us as well.
Yeah, I love it, Adam. It was so clear. Do you give any wellness packs, Adam? That was one of the questions, like when you're face-to-face with them with dilution or recipes, or do you just stick to showing your and my websites with everything already there so they can just download? What's your download on that?
So we have a little manila folder with a variety of different things. So in there is just like a welcome, and in there it actually says, welcome to our doTERRA family, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens next? And it says the protocol is that everyone who becomes a doTERRA member gets their personal consult, so we can go through this kind of thing. So we talk about that in our intro workshop. It's then in the pack. It's also in our welcome email. Going one of the next 3 steps, I think step 1 is join our Facebook pages. Step 2 is booking your wellness consult. And step 3 is let me know when your oils arrive and get them out and have some fun kind of thing. So we're always talking about that. In there, we do have the dilution guides. We have diffuser mixes and blends, a whole range. Talk about LRP and how to set it up as well, type of thing. So they do get that.
I love that, buddy. And one question from Sammy was, what about the people who don't want to engage with you? Like they're either ignoring you or they don't have the time, they can't create space or don't see the value in the wellness consult. What do you do so you don't end up stalkerish?
Well, we have the home address, so I drive past them about 10 times a night and do
Do you not knock on your door and like leave samples and things like that? Or?
Yeah, exactly. No, I tie myself to their front garden gate. Yeah. No, you know, at the end of the day, there are going to be people that kind of don't fully understand the idea that this is an ongoing relationship, and they've kind of come to their Tupperware party. They got their oils and they're just like, leave me alone because you're trying to sell me more. So that's why I do talk about, when we talk about what a membership includes, we talk about that this isn't, you don't just get your wholesale and all free goodies from doTERRA, you get us. And one of those parts is we come and get together with you to go through your oils again so you know what to do with them, type of thing. Yeah. And, you know, if I was actually with Holly, I would have probably helped, I would have taken some rollerballs and we would have made like a sleep or a chill out blend for her in the rollerball and that kind of thing. So we're kind of always telling people that this is what to expect, that you will have that. And I do get some people that they just don't return your calls, they ignore you, and like they're your best friend on the night, and you're like, what did I do wrong? And they've got the wellness pack that we gave them, they got the Live Guide. I normally shoot them a couple of emails trying to get in touch with them and just go, hey, you know, at the end, I guess you're pretty busy, but I wanted to make sure you got my contact details. Please reach out to me if I can help you out with anything. Some of them I never hear from again, and some will get back to you, you know, months later. But if you've added them to the Facebook and different things like that, if they need to engage, they will. But you can't get everyone, unfortunately.
That's fabulous.
Look, I hope everyone sort of got from this, and what I got from listening to the byplay there between Adam and Holly is that he's trying to cover off a lot of the stuff that feels like it's probably a bit too heavy to do at the end of the class. you got to the end of a class, you've enrolled, people are sort of excited to try the oils, or maybe, want to get some, and you're sort of helping to lead them to a point where they'll choose a kit, or they'll, go with $35 and choose the different oils that are for them. And this sort of leaves a lot of the stuff that's a little bit more, I guess, dare I say, left brain and logical, and, that side of it to another time, so that they can just stay in the environment of enjoying the class, enjoying the community, enjoying the connection, get their oils, get excited, get stuff coming, knowing that you're going to be there to give them some support afterwards. And what I just witnessed, really represents amazing after sales support, after sales care. It really sort of says, look, I didn't just sell you stuff. I'm here to really support you. I really want to engage with you. I want to help you to be able to get the most out of this. So talk to me about your life. Let me, guide you to some resources so that they're there in your hands whenever you need them. All of those kind of things is what Adam just took care of. I noticed that Jonathan popped in there. He tends to get them to make a rollable up on this follow-up call, or during the wellness consult, which I think is a really powerful thing, because I'm looking at it thinking, well, that just makes people feel like, oh, I can do this. This is simple, and all of a sudden now they've got these apps, and they can look at the app and go, okay, well, if I just put that and that and that into that rollable with some coconut oil, and I'm good to go. I've now got my blend for my ... for my sleep, for my, for my overwhelm, for my whatever it is that I need one for. So great job, Adam. I think everyone's going to get a hell of a lot of benefit out of this. I think this is going to be one of our most rewatched calls.
God bless. Thank you.
It was fabulous.
No, absolutely fabulous. What else we've got here in terms of questions? Do we have anything else that everyone wants
to helping to engage people in LLV, which is our, main anchor product now. What do you do to help guide people toward that, Adam?
So we're wrapped with the New Nature Solutions handout, and we were talking about that in all our intro classes anyway, but now it's on there as well. And when I was spending that time with Holly, if we were actually going through what are your actual health concerns, and we were helping to identify things, the EOE Books app, which I actually find, I know a lot of people have the Modern Essentials app. Modern Essentials hasn't been updated for a while. It doesn't contain Copaíba, blue tansy, Siberian fir, and I really like this new one. It's got more of the different ailments as well, and pretty much for everything, it recommends the supplements. So look up anything on that app, and it'll say have the supplements. It's in the Live Guide a couple of times as well. It's really hard to ignore it, kind of thing. So
yeah, we actually got on and downloaded it as you were doing that. So, I don't even have Modern Essentials on my phone, actually. So I've got the Emotions Reference app to show people. But, yeah, that was a great one.
And I have both, and I downloaded that live and got it. And I was actually saying to Vanessa while you were talking, this is really great. I really like it.
It's got great protocols on it as well, you guys. So, I hope you've received the gift also from this, of that reminder that you don't have to know everything. You can pull up the app during the wellness consult. You can say, hey, let's look up that together, so that they get in the habit of looking for it with you in the beginning. And then when you're not there, they actually create a daily habit of checking it out themselves, so they're not referring to you all of the time. And that's really important. You don't want to be their guruji. You just need to be that guiding light, that person who holds their hand for a while so that they can rise and be independent, which is what we're doing. We're raising sovereign beings here, right? We're all standing together in this way, and that's part of it. Okay, so
I think Dan had something to share.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, the LLV. Yeah, when I talk about it in my workshops, I really in my workshops, firstly, I talk about it being the health foundation a lot. So when I come into my wellness consult, that just goes hand in hand as their first LRP order. So as we go through this part, we ask them what they want to feel more of, their goals. It always comes back to feeling better and more energy. So that's always put down there, and always sort of lead them into that LRV. So if you're wondering, guys, how to get them onto it, just mention it more through your first workshops, and it always will come back to that, about always being the support, and the LLV being your prevention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true.
Are we
Dan.
on mute or are we talking?
No, we're not. We're
Sorry,
not.
I was getting Paul to write the essential emotions reference app for people and talking while you were. I thought we're on mute.
Dan, I love that, and I really liked, Adam, your reference to the new natural solutions class. I think it's really important that we, get our heads around making LLV part of our intro classes and our very first sort of, communications with people about doTERRA. I think it's really interesting that we as a company are known worldwide as an essential oil company, or the largest of the essential oil companies. What's really interesting though is that our number one product is not an essential oil. It's our supplement range. So we kind of don't talk about that. So I have changed when people say, what do you do? And I say, look, I work with a company called doTERRA, helping people with natural solutions to health. And they ask me, what do they do? I actually say now, I'll create a range of amazing supplements and essential oils to assist. I don't just say it's an essential oil company. I've actually had to change the way I talk about it so that people can get their head around that there's another offering. And what I've found, which is really interesting, we recently enrolled somebody with an oil sharing kit and the supplements, but they were more interested in the supplements than they were in the essential oils. Now, they still saw the benefit in the whole thing, clearly, otherwise they wouldn't have bought an oil sharing kit. But what actually drew them toward us to actually, connect with us and to have the conversation was the supplements. So there are people out there who are really keen on some great, clean, beautiful, amazing, supplements to their health. And there is a whole cohort of people out there in the world who are very aware that they are not getting what they need from their, nutritionally from their diet, and that they need to do something better about that. And they're looking for something amazing. And if you just sort of put yourself out there and make sure that you raise it, then, you're an option for them. And that's a way that you can have, a conversation with them about something else as well. And I find that personally is a really easy conversation for me to have around people purchasing something regularly and monthly, because a lot of people out there, when they first start with essential oils, they are in a little bit of fear about, well, what am I going to do with all these things? And why would I just buy a load more next month? Because I don't even know what to do with the ones that I just bought this month. Whereas everybody knows that when you've got a bottle, I've got all of mine right here.
Do you want this? Yeah. Oh, supplements.
Everyone knows that when you've got these, you take the lid off and there's these little things in there, and you put it in your mouth and you swallow it with some water. And after 1 month, they're gone and you need more. So everyone knows exactly what to do with that. It's not rocket science, right?
Karen Miller, can you unmute yourself and just talk a little bit more on what you were typing that, sweetheart? I like to offer them samples and arrange a call rather than send info. That's just my approach. Let's just take a dive deeper into that.
Yeah, sure. I was just responding to the question from Mish about meeting people on planes, which I have done, and talking to them about the oils and wondering what you do in terms of follow-up and what you might send to them. I was just saying that really what I try to do is get an oil experience for them as quickly as possible. So I would offer them to send them some samples. And sometimes I'll say, I've got a sample pack for energy. I've got a sample pack for calming and relaxation. Would you be open to either one of those? So send them the samples and then arrange to have a chat with them, because I find that the literature can just be easily cast aside or not really looked at. And you really want to, A, have the oil experience, and B, have that conversation with them.
Love that.
Makes sense?
I totally agree. Sorry, I was just unmuting ourselves. So the key point for me of what Karen said was give them an experience as early as possible. When they can be touched by the essential oils, it's transformational for them, you guys. So carry the keychain in your bag, or carry roller bottles in a little case in your bag or something, so that it's not costing you a fortune. I'm not saying give away whole bottles, but you can give away those little, dram vials or a roller bottle with something you've created and have the stickers on it, so they know what's in it. And collect their details. I always make sure that I collect not just their email, but their phone number. And most people are willing to do that. I'd say 9 in 10 for me do it, and others just say, oh, that's fine, I'm okay with email. I actually prefer getting on the phone as well and chatting on the phone. So when I've only got an email, I have been known to just forget and not follow up, which my husband likes to remind me. Just being real with you, right? So know what your strength is in follow-up, and mine is definitely the phone rather than technology. Well, the phone is technology, but you know what I mean.